Yeah.
Chills.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's pins and needles.
He was brought up here to the third floor, which was the servants' quarters, to be taken care of and kind of forgotten about, and passed away up here.
Mr. Carhart, are you here?
What was that?
What was it?
He feels like you're being watched and you don't know why you have that feeling. So like I hurry to do as much as I can, as quickly as I can, set the alarm and get going, because it kind of like freaks me out a little bit, because we've had experiences, because things have happened.
I saw a shadow movement going up the steps or down the steps. I saw movement. I saw something. I saw movement on that.
Like, things shouldn't move by themselves. They shouldn't.
Eva, is that you?
Holy
Someone's here with us.
I do believe the Bowlby Library has paranormal activity, just based off of the basic things I've seen. And some people swear it's not a real thing, but honestly, you can't deny when it's happened to you.
All right, gentlemen, we are officially inside the Bowlby mansion.
Yep.
And they called us and asked us if we would come and investigate this mansion because of all the paranormal activity that the staff has been experiencing. Because even though this is a over century old mansion built by Eva and Carhart Bowlby, it's now a library. The staff that works here, restocking books after hours, they've had creepy experiences here. But they know for sure that both Eva and her husband Carhart died within the house, up above our heads in the original part of the mansion.
I'm excited to get through here and see what we can get. I know the vibe of this place is very overwhelming.
You constantly feel like you're being watched. You're not alone when you go through this place.
But let's get this investigation started with a walkthrough. We're gonna see how each area feels as we go through. So let's get this started. The haunting of the Bowlby mansion.
That's right.
Let's find out what it holds.
Let's get to it.
Carhart and Eva Kendall Bowlby, they were residents of Wayne Township originally, about 20 minutes south of here, right on the West Virginia line. They had a fairly large farm outside of Blacksville, and around the turn of the century, about 1905, they bought this lot in Waynesburg, and they built this really large, kind of fancy house for the time. And they set up housekeeping here. They became very, very prominent members of the community, and Eva specifically was kind of known for her like of children.
She was always very passionate and dedicated to schooling and the books and the education of children. So her will was written and it was read, I believe, a week after her passing. And it was stated, as long as the Bowlby Library, as long as the library maintains a children's library, they have full use of the house.
However, that didn't always extend to her own family. It's kind of known that she and her daughter didn't always get along quite the best, and there were some issues in the family there. And Eva and Carhart spent the rest of their lives here. Carhart died in 1937, and I believe Eva died in 1957, in this house where they spent the entirety of their life.
Eva, we heard that this was your quarters, various dressing rooms and things, bedroom. And from what we understand in the master suite in here, apparently this is where you passed. We're gonna be here throughout the night, and we'd love it if you would come and talk to us. There's a lot of people that wanna hear more about your story. There's a lot of people that wanna know who you are and learn about your life.
It's a very solemn feeling up here.
What is that?
Did you hear that?
What was it?
She's close by.
It's a very solemn feeling up here.
What is that? Eva, are you here with us?
Carhart, in his later years, his late 70s, early 80s, his health declined, as one's often does at that time. And he was brought up here to the 3rd floor, which was the servants' quarters, to be taken care of and kind of forgotten about, and passed away up here.
I don't think she went up there very often, so he kind of just laid in bed dead for a while, and they didn't find him until I think 3 days later.
And she never called the doctor or the coroner, whoever came to investigate the death after, until the following morning. And so they questioned her of, well, he's obviously been dead for a while. Why didn't you call us last night? Well, there was no reason for me to waste a perfectly good sleep on that. He was still dead.
It's just not even right.
It's cold. It's so cold. It could have been practical. I don't know, but it just kind of shows you the indifference towards the whole situation. They obviously didn't have that connection anymore. I can't say for sure, but the actions that she took definitely were cold, So you can imagine what life probably would have been like up here for Carhart in his final years. It was probably pretty sad.
I would imagine that it was.
Pretty lonely.
You want to walk into the room where he passed?
Yeah, it's this room right here, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh, I definitely think he's here. I think he's the one that's up on the 3rd floor.
That's another thing we were discussing. We're wondering if Carhart maybe would be upset because it's just named the Eva K. It's not including him, and it was his money probably, more than likely, that built this house. And so we thought maybe that's another issue, that why we still have ghosts and presences here. But I don't know.
Just Eva and Carhart, and then she left him up here alone.
Bribed.
Bribed? That's kind of weird.
What about bribery?
Was someone being bribed, Carhart?
Carhart, we're going to be in the library or your home tonight for most of the night. And we really hope that you'll come out and speak with us.
There's something out in the hallway.
You heard something out there?
Yeah, a little tap of sorts. Might have been a floorboard, I don't know.
We really hope that you'll come out and speak with us.
There's something out in the hallway.
And speak with us.
There's something out in the hallway.
And we will be coming up here later with a lot of other devices. A lot of other toys, we'll say, that we can use to talk to you. And we'd love if you told us your story about your life, what happened.
Whoa.
I heard that.
Yeah.
Did you hear that, Jason?
Faintly.
Hello? That was a voice. Yeah, it has like that reverberating, low reverberation to the sound. Whoa.
I heard that.
Yeah.
That was, yeah, I definitely heard it, but it was faint to me.
Yeah,
so it must have been a whisper in your ear.
It was pretty close to my ear.
Was that you, Carhart?
I would just say probably stick near the 3rd floor, because that's where the most has happened. I actually did a haunted house here before. I was one of the actors, and I heard a lot of footsteps when I was up there. I would definitely stay up there.
In the 90s, on the 2nd floor, Cornerstone Genealogical Society had the 3 front rooms, which was actually Eva's suite of rooms down there, her bedroom, little dressing room, and kind of a sitting room. We had the library there in those rooms, and I was a volunteer here all for many, many years during that time. And we would be here late sometimes, or sometimes the building would just be empty and you could hear doors on the 1st or the 2nd floor open and shut, lights go on and off, and you'd hear lots of movement up here on the 3rd floor sometimes. And of course, I was a kid then, I think I started out volunteering for the Genealogical Society down there when I was 12. It'd scare the pants off of you, when you're young like that.
Just keep going down.
Keep going down?
Yeah. Look who it is.
It's Molly. So Molly here is the library cat.
Yeah.
And so she's hanging out with us here.
She is an indoor-outdoor cat,
She is, yeah.
so she will be going outside during the investigation.
She will be, but we're letting her hang out inside here since it's storming outside right now. It's kind of interesting. Molly has a lot of connection to the place, and you can tell that she definitely protects it. She's definitely, because there's been a lot of times where we were bringing in our equipment and she would just be watching us from the doorway.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it seems to be very protective of this building. Every time we walk around the corner, it seems like there's Molly.
Their daughter, Dorothy, she was raised here as a child. She married, I believe, in 1912, had a son named Roy, who died in a horse racing accident. And it's thought that she spent some time probably in Dixmont State Hospital.
The other day I was sitting at my desk and you just feel like something touching you on the shoulder or a wisp of something. And I feel like that could be her or even him. Or I also think it's sometimes the grandson, because my job is the children's director. I do the story classes and like all the children's things. So I feel sometimes maybe he wants to participate in that with the kids or be around the other kids, because he was 9 when he passed away.
I don't think she's very, I want to say unhappy, because she did donate her house to the library. I just think she doesn't like the way it turned out, like the addition. So I think she's trying to prove a point by knocking things off and just walking around, spooking us a little bit.
So yeah, this kind of marks the new addition right here. This is all built on. You have a lot of book shelving in here that they added on, as well as a few other sections. There's one upstairs as well.
What did it say?
Home.
Oh, that's interesting.
That's very strange.
But all of this is a new addition. They had to knock a wall out from the house, and you can actually see this would have been the outside wall of the house right here at one point.
We put the addition onto the library in 1987, and that was our last major addition to this house.
You cross that threshold there into the new addition, and there's just an overwhelming sense of different energy in here, and I don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, it feels like you're being watched and you don't know why you have that feeling. So like I hurry to do as much as I can, as quickly as I can, set the alarm and get going, because it kind of like freaks me out a little bit, because we've had experiences, because things have happened.
Let's make it fun and ride the elevator.
You want to ride the elevator?
Yeah.
Let's ride the elevator.
We're going on a field trip, y'all.
That's right. We're skipping the extra 4 steps or 5 steps that it would take to go down the stairs, and we're taking the elevator.
Oh yeah.
That's right. You want to use the lift.
See you around, Molly.
Here we go, headed down.
If she's there, I'm telling you.
Molly's standing outside the door.
Boom, boom, boom.
No, she's not.
So I was actually down here shelving books with my friend. Her name was Katie. She used to work here when we were in high school. We were shelving books down in the J department, and I walked over here to talk to her, to gossip, because, you know, high schoolers, that's what we do, and we heard a bang, like a book dropping. So we went over to investigate, and there was 3 books on the floor. Kind of disturbing. Like, things shouldn't move by themselves. They shouldn't.
It just feels like there's a little bit more of a creepiness to this first level here. Not only the addition, but also the basement.
What is your name?
What is it?
What is your name?
That's Ryan.
Mm-hmm. Ryan, Jason, Dave, Steve.
What's your name?
We've turned the house into a haunted mansion on Halloween, and we do tours. And it freaks me out the most, especially after when we're cleaning up, because I was in the back room, which was the basement of the original house. And I was trying to clean up the different areas. It was the scientist mad lab at that time. And so I was trying to clean all that up, put candles away and everything. And the lights were off, and I had a flashlight, and all of a sudden the exit light just goes out. And I'm literally pitch black. And I'm like, oh, it probably burned out. And I'm freaking out at this point. So I'm trying to get to the door, and then it just pops back on. And no reason why it did that.
The original basement? It's so weird to think that like when they added this, like this right here would have been a wall, would have been the outside wall of the mansion. And if you look out this window right here, you can get a good look at how we are right alongside the outside wall of this mansion.
And we also had another incident where a patron passed away after having a heart attack. So that's another one. She was here with her grandchild for story class, and she had a massive heart attack and passed away. So that's another.
It really makes you wonder, before they took on the
Karen.
Karen.
This is weird.
What would be so fascinating is if you could go back in time before they renovated this to be a library space, a meeting space, a children's play space over there. What did this basement look like?
It's hard to tell.
When the Bowlbys lived here, and what did they do down here? Was this an area where they would meet? Was this like Carhartt's man cave? Would they play poker down here? So, but who knows?
Yeah, this building can be very active. I've never spent the night here. I imagine that could be quite a treat, especially for the paranormal enthusiasts. So I'm looking forward to see what you guys get.
I want to make a quick note of this. David just let the library cat in, Molly. And earlier today, we had all, Ryan, Dave, and I had made a point that what if Molly is Mrs. Bowlby's familiar? Well, David just let Molly in. It just started raining really bad. And interesting enough, Molly stopped right inside the front door.
And she's sitting. Hasn't moved in, what, 5 minutes?
Yeah.
She's sitting right under Eva's portrait there.
That's just too weird to be coincidental.
Molly? Are you Eva? Are you Eva?
I've got chills up and down my back. Eva?
I don't know, that's a very strange coincidence.
Eva, will you be with us tonight? If so, can you move? Can you move forward or sideways or stand up? Would you please? We mean no disrespect by being here. We hope that you believe in. Oh my God. Where are you going? Again, this, could be all coincidental, but the energy in this building is palpable. It is so thick. What you doing, huh? What you doing then?
All right, so we're starting the investigation here, Jason.
That is, we sure are. We're about to delve in here to the Bowlby mansion, and we're going to head up to the third floor first. So.
And that's where Carhart Bowlby actually passed away up there. I'm going to try and make communication with him while Steve and Dave are downstairs.
All right, so this is Steve and Dave. We are down here in the basement of the annex, and Ryan and Jason are on the other side of the building, and we are split up currently. We have a couple of cameras in here.
Yep. And we're down here also in the area where Olivia said that a few of the books were actually tossed off the shelves,
Yes.
which was right back in this area over here.
Here we go. Hello there. If anyone can hear my voice, my name is Jason. This is my friend Ryan. We're here tonight to hopefully get to talk with you. Is there anyone here that would like to speak with us?
If anyone's down here, again, it's my buddy Dave. My name's Steve.
Did you feel something?
A little gust of air went past my left arm. Not sure if it was a draft or not, but just was weird. If anyone's down here with us, and you see the red light back there in the back of the room, a little red footstool, or right here, there's a device that you get close to it. You can let us know that you're here. Can anyone go up to one of those devices and touch the silver antenna? Would you be so kind enough to do that?
Mr. Carhart, are you here?
What was that?
What was?
It sounded like it came from the stairwell.
It sounded like a breath.
Yeah, it sounded like it came from, but I also heard it sound like a loud clip, like something hitting metal in the stairwell here.
Are you here?
What was that? What was that? Carhart Bowlby? Whoa. I definitely caught that. That was... The EDI just flashed something. I think it was the blue light, which is weird. Drop in temperature.
Or EMF, yeah.
Or EMF. Carhart, are you getting close to that meter over there?
Are any of the... That was weird.
Your question I was going to ask a while back, and I didn't.
I went to ask my question, and it was like something told me to stop. Yeah.
Chills.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's pins and needles. Was Dave not supposed to ask if one of the books in here are haunted? Oh man, this whole tempered mood changed.
I can feel cold air.
Yeah, look at this.
Yeah. Yeah, man, it's crazy.
It's over here. Where's the haunted book? More books.
Look at this, dude.
My eyes are starting to water.
Right there behind you, Jason. That's the room where he died.
Mr. Bowlby, if you can hear this, could you possibly give us a sound like this, similar?
What's weird though is that wasn't the question I was going to ask.
No?
No,
That's what I was going to ask. But I didn't.
that's creepy.
What were you going to ask?
I was just going to ask if one of the Bowlbys were here. But it was like something told me not to. But I guess I just did. Eva?
Whoever is here with Ryan and I, again, if you can hear us, if you're Mr. Bowlby or Miss Eva Bowlby, whoever is here, please come in with us here. We'd like to talk to you.
Carhart, there's a couple of boxes that we've set up in either of the rooms. Now, I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but we can't see you. So if you walk up to those boxes and you touch them or you get close to them, that's there for you to let us know that you can hear us, that you want to talk to us. And there's also a box in Jason's hands that you can speak into as well. If you talk into that, hopefully we'll hear your voice. Did you hear that?
Yes.
That was in that room with the proximity. If you talk into that, hopefully we'll hear your voice. Did you hear that?
Yes.
Are you walking in there?
I hear my arms standing up.
Mine is too, man.
That cat. There's something. They're connected somehow.
Yeah, as weird as it is, it's just a cat. But every time she's around, every time we say something about the cat,
Freaking cats are.
something happens. Or the mood changes or something. And it's not like it's cold in here. It's 72 degrees.
Yeah, it's.
Comfortable. Eva Bowlby.
We hear you don't like men.
Up above.
We hear you don't like men. We hear you don't like men. We just came here to communicate. With you or anyone else that wants to communicate. Plus, it's also the first time I think someone's really tried to reach out to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are the first team to investigate here.
We want to be respectful to you at all times. This is your mansion, your house, but if you don't want us in here, you have to let us know somehow. You have to slam a door or move something or talk to Jason. You have to let us know that you don't want us here if you want us to leave. We've been invited in by Megan.
One interesting thing to note is the EDI hasn't triggered anymore since that one time.
Yeah, no, it hasn't flashed it. in any capacity.
All right, so me and Steve are moving over to the old side of the basement. The Bowlbys, Eva and Carhart, they had a grandson who tragically died on a horse. You know, Eva, if you're here listening, we're very sorry that your grandson died tragically like that.
We wanted to start out by introducing ourselves. My name is Ryan, and this is Jason. We were invited in by Megan to come and talk to you. We'll be here throughout the evening. And anyone that wants to come and speak to us is more than welcome. Yeah, and temperature too. Got air pressure and temperature at the same time.
If you're here with us, could you please give us a sign? Maybe a sound on the door or on the wall?
Did you hear that?
There's some faint.
Yeah. Something moved right over here.
Who keeps coming close to us? What's your name? If you don't want to be around us, that's okay. The room we were just in, we're obviously not there anymore. If you're going to go over there and maybe tell us your first name or touch that red light, that'd be very nice of you. We'd really appreciate it.
If you're upset that we're here and you'd like us to go touch one of those lights, and we'll leave. It's unusual because we can both feel an energy in here, but we're really not getting any responses that we know of.
Correct.
I'm gonna try the spirit box.
Yeah. Give it a shot here. All right. Is there someone that's here with us? It's like someone like yo. Can you tell us your name?
Eva? Carhart? Are you in here with us?
Should you hear a knocking sound down there? Oh, there we go.
I don't think that was me.
No.
That was all I did. That's exactly what we want you to do.
Yeah, see, it won't hurt you.
We'll back away a little bit so you can have some space. That was weird.
Yeah, it was. There you go.
There you go. Can you keep trying it?
this box right here in front of me, it's believed that you can actually use that to talk to us.
If you'd like to talk, please speak as loud and clearly as you can. It's like the same voice like 3 times.
Yeah. Eva, is that you?
Holy
It said yes and yes.
yeah.
Eva.
It's like the same voice like 3 times.
Yeah. Eva, is that you? Thank you for responding to us. Someone's here with us.
Mm-hmm. Is that you, Miss Bowlby?
Can you tell us whose names you donated this building in? You donated it to be a public library. Whose names did you do that in? It said something that said my something.
I thought it said mine, which would make sense.
Yeah. It has her name on it. That's crazy. Did you donate it in anyone else's name?
And if you want to, there's one right over here too in this chair.
Yeah, right there in the chair.
We'll stand right in the middle,
We'll be out of your way.
and you can take your pick there, which one, or both at the same time.
Just think of it as a new way to communicate if and whenever you want to.
That's what I heard right here, same spot.
That was weird. The voices have just stopped now.
Yeah. Yeah. For a few seconds, that got really wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was weird.
Well, we'll be back up here later, and we'll talk to you again. I'm going to shut this off, and we're going to regroup with the other 2 guys, which I'm sure you've seen, hanging out.
There we go.
Keep trying.
Good job. We appreciate it.
It happened right after we heard that noise.
Yeah.
Whoever made that noise, could you do that again for us? What about this? Can anybody do this? Can you try just a little bit harder on that?
That was really interesting because as the spirit box started to have words come through, one particular female voice came through and stood out. It just kept coming through over and over again every couple of seconds. Which would not align with a normal sweeping spirit box. And when I asked this woman, "Is that you, Eva?" it very clearly said, "Yes." Eva, is that you? That was wild. And then a few more words came through in that voice. I'm really excited to review that and find out exactly what it said.
At one time, it wasn't just 3 words. I mean, it almost sounded like a phrase, but it was the same woman, female voice. And then a moment later, when you asked whose name did you donate the hospital in, didn't that not sound like mine?
Yeah, it sounded like mine or my. It was like my something. So it could have been my name or mine.
It's the same voice,
Yeah.
from what we could tell.
Same female voice. Dave's in the next room with a box, kind of similar to the one that we had.
Eva, do you use Molly the cat to communicate with people? Do you influence the cat in any way? Or have you?
If you are not Miss Eva Bowlby, we would love to get to speak with anyone who's up here.
Something maybe leave?
Or that.
He said it said something, and it sounded like it was leave. Eva, we don't mean to intrude on you. If there's too many of us up here now, we apologize. Were you a part of the women's temperance movement?
Away?
Eva, do you want us to go away? Yes or no?
Don't sit or go sit? Male voice?
Do you not want us to sit down in here? Do you want us to stand up?
I think he said don't sit or go sit.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if they want us to sit somewhere else. Go sit.
Where do you want us to sit?
Nobody's something.
Are we disturbing you or somebody?
Here, I'll stand up. Does that help? Do you like that better? Do you prefer it when we stand?
If you'd like for us to leave, can you tell us one more time, or could you give us a sound like knocking on a door, please?
Why are you so quiet now? Why won't you talk with us?
Do you want us to go up and talk to Carhart?
I don't know, you guys. Nothing's coming through.
Do you want to move? Mr. Bowlby. You might remember me. My name is Ryan. Jason is in the next room over there. We were just up here trying to talk to you. This is Steve and that's Dave.
Hello, Mr. Bowlby.
How you doing, sir?
Jason has a box in there that you might be able to use to talk to us. We'll ask you the questions here, and then over there, you can answer him, and he'll tell us what you said. Does It's like a game of telephone. How long did you live up here on this floor, Carhart?
What was that?
Was that you?
I haven't moved.
It was right here in front of you. What's right down here?
Something metallic.
There's like a...
What about this? How does this sound?
I'm not sure what it was.
Kinda. It was definitely like metallic.
It had a metallic sound to it, yeah. Mr. Bowlby, if you want to move something in this room to let us know that you're here, you're more than welcome to do that, or you can talk to Jason like we told you. He'd love to hear your voice right now.
Could you go over there and tell him your name through the radio?
What?
Could you tell him your name? Whoever we're talking to, it might not be Mr. Bowlby up here. Who are we talking to? Can you tell Jason your name?
Mr. Bowlby, we heard that your grandson passed away tragically. What was his name? Can you tell Jason?
Male voice, very close but inaudible. Back to bed or back to the best.
Back to bed.
Are we keeping you from sleeping?
Sounded like a woman laughing.
Oh, that's creepy.
What if that's Eva? Because remember what she said whenever he passed away?
Yeah.
Why would I ruin a good night's sleep?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
Back to bed and then a woman laughing? That's creepy.
Eva, are we ruining your night of sleep?
We just want to know why it was, because they were confused why you didn't call the doctor the night that he actually died. We just want to know why you didn't call the doctor. To come and pronounce him dead. It's gotten pretty quiet.
It has gotten quiet.
Hall again.
Nope or hope.
We're coming in.
What was that?
I said we're coming in.
It's been real quiet. I mean, just a second ago, it sounded like nope or hope. And then other than that, there was those couple things that came through 10, 15 minutes ago, whenever it was, but it just, ever since the first couple things that came through, it's gotten very, very quiet. Did any of that at all make sense?
Besides that, where you were talking about the sleeping thing, but that led us into a line of questioning that never got answered.
Yeah, because it sounded like either back to bed or back to the best. And then immediately after, almost, I said it sounded like a woman laugh, which it was, but I would describe it more as a giggle. It was like, back to bed. Something like that. I don't know, it was weird.
So we're now in the periodical reading room here in the library. And when this was a home, we were told by a guest earlier today that they actually had Miss Bowlby's wake right here in this room after she passed away. So we're going to see if we can try and communicate with her here. Eva? Are you here with us? Did you hear that?
No. What was it?
It sounded like a pecking.
I did hear that.
Hello? Mrs. Bowlby. Are either one of the Bowlbys here with us? Please make yourself known. Make a sound. That was weird. That was weird. I don't know what that sound was.
Did it sound far off, or?
It sounded like maybe over here by the steps.
Yeah, it sounded like it was right beside the stairs.
It was kind of just like a... Is what I heard.
Wow.
So we heard you maybe make a sound. Do you think you could do that again for us? We're going to be taking off here fairly soon. And we'd like for you to come out and talk to us, please. Can you touch the red light in the center of the table there?
Well, I definitely want to say this before I forget to. I think I can speak for all of us. You have a beautiful, beautiful home. And I think it's very commendable. With what you did with it, you donated it to the library to create a means of education for people, especially for kids. I think that one is very, very commendable.
Did you see that?
What's that? I didn't know. What?
I saw a shadow right here on this.
Really?
Yeah.
Stand right where you're at?
Me?
Yeah.
It was right here.
I don't know if this would have picked it up or not.
Near the stairs?
There's a little sliver of space between this door and that column right there. Someone would have had to be on the porch for that.
I just want to try something. Can I?
Yeah.
I remember earlier I told you that I had a feeling about something.
Mhm.
I never brought it up. I'm going to go out on the front porch.
Okay.
Wrong way. I have a feeling Ms. Bowlby does not like me. So I want to see if anything happens when I go out here.
Okay.
He's right there. Just so everyone sees him. He's out there on the porch. Okay. Is that what you wanted, Mrs. Bowlby? pins and needles right now. Just started.
I keep getting a cold breeze around my hands.
It runs on my forearm.
Still right now. It's not even a breeze. It almost feels like contact on my hands. It's cold.
It's like icy.
For the last minute, I've been experiencing it.
Yeah.
Even before
It's
he
just
left.
picking up as soon as he left. Mrs. Bowlby is. What the?
What?
Oh my gosh. I hope that camera picked it up. I saw shadow movement going up the steps or down the steps. I saw movement on see that triangle with like light wall below
Yeah.
the big window. I saw something. I saw movement on that. What the?
What?
What the?
What?
Let's move one of those cameras a little closer because that's the second time we've had movement in that
Yeah.
same area.
We've got enough cameras. We still got that one in here in the handheld.
Yeah.
Because maybe we're combining with the distance from us to them. Maybe
Yeah.
that's why they keep moving at that distance. It feels cold, and then I put my hand out, and I don't feel moving air so much. It's just like a cold, as if there was.
I want to set the millimeter. You want to hear it go off at the bottom of the steps.
Okay. Steve is moving the Mel meter from the. We've seen a lot of shadow movement over here at the bottom of the stairs, so he's setting it over there. So if something moves up and down the stairs.
We understand that sometimes people have witnessed books here in the mansion, in the library, flying off the shelves. Do you know who the person is that likes to throw books off the shelves?
It's been a long time since I've seen something like this. It kind of took me by surprise.
What?
There we go. It's been a long time since I've seen something like this. It kind of took me by surprise.
What?
Whoever is out there, please feel free to get closer. You can come into the room with us. We would like to be able to see you if that's possible.
We're all down here. Just want to let you know that we'd like to communicate with you.
What was that?
Dave coming back in.
You say that sounded loud.
Since this was an area that I felt drawn to, I wanted to come down to the first floor new edition because they talked about there was a lot of unexplained activity. Olivia had books fly off the shelf at her, and I just wanted to make sure I made it down here. So while they finish off there on the first level, I'm gonna come down here by myself. See what happens.
So we are going to do one more final segment right up here. Jason, Steve, Dave here. Ryan is down in the basement on the annex side, walking around by himself, just trying to get a feel. And
Did you just make a sound?
No.
whoa, what was that? I heard that.
It was near you, Steve.
Walking around by himself, just trying to get a feel. And
Did you just make a sound?
No.
whoa, what was that? I heard that.
That was either something treading on the ground or something growled.
Just like moved.
Come on up the stairs there.
I heard there was someone down here who likes to knock books off the shelf because they weren't too fond of this new addition to the library. If you really don't like this new addition built on the side of the house, can you knock books off the shelf like you're known to do?
If you're tired of us being here, there's so many devices in here with bright screens on them. Bright red, bright orange. Make one of them go off and we'll leave.
My name's Ryan. It definitely feels a bit different in here. Feels like I'm being watched.
Eva, was that you? Come on up the stairs, please.
If there's anyone down there, come on up here with us. We're actually looking for Mr. or Mrs. Bowlby.
Can you rock that chair? Come on, Mr. Bowlby, let's see it. Give it a rock.
Like Dave mentioned, if you want us to go, we don't want to be here if you don't want us here. We're not those type of people. But things being the way they are, we can't hear you. So if you want us gone, you're going to have to go to this device, tap on that device, touch this device, or do the same with that device over there. That's how do I know that you don't want us here, that you're tired of us being here.
Just one time and we'll leave.
I do not like it in this basement, and there's not much evidence, sounds, anything going on, but I was so comfortable in that other room that I was almost bored. But the weird thing is I walked in here, and I started to get these, and I'm not sensitive or gifted in any sort of way, but I started to get these strange impressions of someone sneaking up behind me, someone walking up behind me, like I was going to turn around and there was going to be a man standing behind me. And it started to give me chills a little bit, because nobody likes that feeling. Felt like there was someone right behind me. But they're not doing anything. They haven't made anything happen yet, so I'll walk back upstairs. Grab the equipment.
During our entire investigation of the Bowlby Library, we never felt like we were truly alone. It felt like someone was watching us from a distance, or we had unexplainable chills that would come and go.
Or books.
Look at this, dude.
My eyes are starting to water.
But there was only one moment from this night where we truly felt like we broke through the barrier and made intelligent communication.
It's like the same voice like 3 times.
Yeah. Eva, is that you?
Holy
It said yes and yes.
shit.
Someone's here with us.
This moment was one of the most incredible spirit box sessions we've had in a long time. It felt like Eva was right there with us, having a conversation with us.
To be a public library, whose names did you do that in? It said something that said my something.
I would say mine.
And we feel that Eva K. Bowlby is still here, watching over her house as it educates the children of Waynesburg, Pennsylvania.
I think they know what to do, don't they?
Yes.
If you enjoyed this video, you better like it, you better subscribe, hit the bell notifications, share it with your friends and family folks, and stay tuned for more.
Or else we'll haunt you for the rest of your lives.
Thank you for watching, guys.
Love you guys. Thank you.